There's nothing like anybody untouchable, because we've seen in this country very senior political leaders who have been a subject of investigation. Indeed, there is a lot to celebrate about the fight against corruption. I think there is more awareness by the general population through the efforts of, first of all, His Excellency the President, who has been a champion in many things, in all of the wars that have been fought in this country and have caused the liberation fruits that we are all enjoying. And he has been at the helm of fighting corruption and guiding us. And among the things that I think we appreciate him for is mobilizing and preaching the gospel of anti-corruption. So as a result of this, I think the masses are more aware. Institutions have been put in place, legislations have been put in place. Indeed, the determination to win the war against corruption is higher than ever before, and I think that is worth celebrating.
Then you've been in office for over 2 years now.
It's over 2 years, actually coming possibly to 3. We've done a lot within the time I've been around. We have increased our collaboration with other sister agencies involved in the fight against corruption. We've strengthened our collaboration with, for example, the office of the DPP. All our investigations are prosecution-led, and as a result, we see higher turnover in terms of the cases we investigate and taking them to court because of our increased collaboration with for example, the office of the DPP. We are working very closely with the Internal Security Organization, which give us, back us with intelligence. We are working closely with the CID headquarters, which is very key in giving us the kind of personnel, because one of the key sections we have in the unit is the investigation section, which is manned by officers attached from the Directorate of Criminal Investigations. We have close collaboration with the IGG. They have a more robust mandate. We work with them very closely. We work very closely with the Auditor General's Office and all other agencies that. So one of the key highlights is that we have enhanced our collaboration and synergies with other institutions. But internally, we've also made a lot of, strengthened a lot of our systems. His Excellency the President has responded to our request for increased manpower. And he graciously allowed us to recruit a few more lawyers and a few more detectives, and we out of that goodwill and support, we've managed to even internally to build stronger systems in terms of quality, in terms of quantity. So there is a lot that I think we have achieved.
General, what cases have
Many. Just to give you an overview of the kind of cases we are handling cases which are land related, and these are quite many. Land, is one of the key factors of production, and one of the biggest problems we are facing in this country is land grabbing. Land grabbing facilitated by a number of groups of individuals who are networked with some at times with the public servants, at times working with the errant family members who involved in disputes. So we've addressed a number of land cases, and our main focus has been, and we are working very closely with the political leaders and at the Lands Office, Honorable Nabakova, Honorable Mayanja, to address these land issues which are a huge threat to the country. We've handled a number of cases, fraud cases, others involving defrauding investors, gold scam, and many other related cases. We've handled several cases to do with the environmental degradation. We back up the NEMA. I work closely with the ED NEMA, Dr. Kankwasa. We've worked on cases of irregularities in recruitment by public service commissions, where there are big issues of selling of jobs, and we are aware the president has talked very strongly against it, and we've done quite a lot of arrests. And of course these other cases that you've certainly been reporting about, the Mabati cases, the loss of funds in cooperatives, and many such cases have worked closely with the CID headquarters and DPP, and ensuring that we arrest and prosecute the suspects.
General, on the issue of cooperatives,
the cases involving malpractices in cooperative handling and management of cooperative funds, the cases are numerous. They are in hundreds, and the way we work is we prioritize, because we don't have the resources. Even if resources are never enough, and the best way to approach these challenges is prioritizing. So we picked those which we thought are low-hanging fruits, and we are running with those. When we finish, we shall again prioritize, and I want to believe that at some point we shall address all the cases that have come up.
General, how much money is Chapo?
Well, recoveries in terms of money is not to us, it is not as fundamental, because there could be more. If you just look at just the money, it may not give you the exact contribution. There is the deterrence effect that you may not be able to value. But if you want figures, maybe about 56 billion has been recovered and saved.
In terms of the suspects that you've taken to court over the last
Quite a number. As I said, we've out of our increased collaboration with the DPP, we have arraigned about 600 suspects so far in court, and these include civil servants, include and private individuals, almost in the same proportion, maybe 300 something civil servants and about 300 in the private practice, the lawyers and private surveyors. And that's a good question and concern. It is partly our frustration, but we are engaging with the auditor, with the Attorney General over that matter. And I think there is, and you've heard even the President himself, and even as recent as I think yesterday when he was in Teso region, is talking about issues of bond, issues of bail. He's talked about this before. So it's a discussion that is being handled at the highest level on the issue of addressing civil servants who remain in office. The laws, I think, are there, and it's at times issues of interpretation and implementation. So it's a conversation that is going on. I shouldn't preempt. The lawyers and other technical people are further examining it. Is the challenge within the law? Is the challenge within the implementation? Is the challenge within the interpretation? So I think we shall soon get guidance over that. Yes, again, maybe I take this opportunity to thank the judiciary. The judiciary, we know how overwhelmed it is in terms of workload, but in spite of that, and again collaboration with the DPP, we've managed to secure about 106 convictions, and to us, I think that is we would want it better, but I think for now I would say some good effort is realized. Well, again, I want to thank His Excellency the President over his continued guidance and assertiveness on the issues of PDM, because PDM is a program that we think will revolutionize this country, will deliver the social economic transformation we are looking at, and the President has been very passionate. He has given me assignments, given us assignments over and over again. He sees, gets reports, is watching TV, is looking at what is happening with PDM, where there is reported mismanagement. He tasks us directly, much as it is our routine work to do. But it starts with that vision. So riding on his vision and insistence that this very much appreciated project or program should succeed. It is one of the areas that we have also prioritized in our operations. We traverse districts all the time. As we go to investigate other cases, we ensure that alongside we follow up new cases reported and also inquire if there are PDM cases available. So it is something that we are doing all the time. To give you a good impression of how much we have covered, on average the unit traverses to about maybe 25 districts per month, 20 to 25, and in that way we address on routine basis PDM cases. But I think where we have done detailed investigations and arraigned those who have been found abusing the PDM program, I can say solidly about 60, though we've been also in other districts and progress investigations keep going on. Yeah.
What is your take on PDM? Because you see,
we must also appreciate especially the PDM secretariat, the work that so far has been done under government, knowing that PDM is a young program, much as there were other earlier programs, Bonabagagawale and others to learn from, but it has its own unique aspects. It is a whole national program with a wide coverage to all parishes in the country. A lot has been done to keep addressing the weaknesses that keep coming up. For example, now money goes directly to the accounts of the beneficiaries. The removal of middlemen, we think that is quite a good innovation. There are a number of actions that have been taken to address those weaknesses which have been seen. The sensitization of our leaders all the time and making sure the masses are aware about their rights, that if you are entitled to 1 million, you'll get it. This payment of money for photocopying, money for transport, money. So the success, I think, will largely depend on how much the population is sensitized. The PDM is to focus at those ones who are in the bracket of really those who are not in the cash economy, so that they can also be brought up. And I think progressively you can see now the number of those who are not in the cash economy has progressively improved. Now I think we are talking of about 33%, and to me, I think PDM is making progress, and we'll continue monitoring. Yes, you are right. The vice is still on, and it is, I think, our biggest challenge of the day. But we should also appreciate that corruption by nature is complex. It is highly syndicated. So it's not only about the anti-corruption unit who will fight it, because these people, they will work with anybody. They can work with an investigator, they can work with a prosecutor, they can work with the people of the judiciary, they will work with the leaders. And so one of the challenges is, of course, especially grand corruption. In some cases, the biggest beneficiaries may not leave trails behind. They may use smaller people, and that is where at times the assertion, the claim comes, oh, you are always arresting the smaller ones, the small fish, and leaving the big ones. In some cases, it is complicated by the way corruption is done. So, but I think also the human interaction, that is also, so if we can work on our systems and create more systems that promote or reduce human-to-human interaction. For example, now if you look at the passport office, you can get now a passport within a short time without paying, partly because of that reduction. Go to these people who are issuing driving permits. You just get your driving permit within a day, partly because of the systems that have been put in place. And I think that is look at procurement. I think the government is trying to innovate more and more of such initiatives that reduce human-to-human interaction, that give way of negotiation, and at times difficult to trace without a trail. But when we digitalize, use ICT more and more, I think that will be the issue of corruption will be checked. People, I don't know whether it's I think a misconception, because the people, the institutions where they say who would be affected by the duplication, to the best of my knowledge, they are not complaining, because, as I said, we work very closely with IGG. We work very closely with the CID and other anti-corruption agencies. So if there was any claim or allegation, I think it would start from there. Now, the way I think we work, we all have different mandates. His Excellency the President, exercising his executive power, used his prerogative and created some of these institutions: the State House Investment Protection Unit, the Anti-Corruption Unit, having appreciated the certain gaps. And all of these, whether it is DPP, whether IGG, whether the State House Anti-Corruption Unit, whether the State House Investment Protection Unit, all of these institutions have their known mandate. So the issue of crossing lines does not arise. They work in complementarity. We complement each other. And if I could talk about the State House Anti-Corruption Unit, it comes with a unique product because of its unique setup. It is not like others. It is a multi-dimensional unit. With the military, we have experts, people with expert knowledge, for example, from UPDF, military intelligence, has, at our request, has attached people with special competencies. For example, tracking. We recently got some experts who can help us track criminals involved in corruption and evade arrest. So in a day, we can get anybody wherever he's hiding, partly because of those special capabilities, which other institutions may not possibly be able to avail to us or may not have. We have we have lawyers. These are civilians and military and police. We have civilian officers here. We have the police. So we are a well-knit, multidimensional institution which comes up, which is able to respond very quickly. We are a quick response unit. We take a quick response posture, which may not be the case and with other other institutions involved in this, partly because of we are small in nature, in composition. Our personnel are specially recruited there on the basis of their unique skills. So we come up, we get a product that can easily complement the efforts of the other sister agencies. So the issue of it doesn't arise. Certainly, one is really to refine and strengthen the existing strategies, because we think the existing strategies are good, particularly the strategy of working together. I think our main effort is on refining and strengthening the existing strategies. We are working on more of prevention also, not just running around. Internally we are establishing with some new stuff we've got. We are establishing a research desk, which will be doing a lot of research, so that we are more and more coming up with more polished approaches. While we do the enforcement, we need to engage more in terms of strategies that lead to prevention, but largely it is really strengthening and improving on what we have been doing.
What is your take on lifestyle audit?
Yes, lifestyle audit, I think it is extremely important, because that will be the easiest way of ensuring that people are accountable to what they have. It is largely in the docket of the IGG, and we are aware the IGG, I think they are still, it is something that has not fully taken off. I think some of the areas they are trying to work on is the legal framework. But if it is operationalized, my view is it will make our work much easier, complex as it might be. But I think once people are made to understand that they will be accountable for the wealth they have, then those who practice corruption with impunity, then they will know they will be caught up with by the IGG, whose mandate of lifestyle audit lies with her office, and certainly the leadership code tribunal, which is supposed to handle those who have not declared or truthfully declared. There's nothing like anybody untouchable, because we've seen in this country very, very, very senior political leaders who have been a subject of investigation. They've been investigated, some have been prosecuted, others have been taken to jail, and through the due process of the law, those who have been found innocent have been acquitted. Those who have been found guilty, they've been penalized. We've seen generals, we've seen all sorts of people in the first instance. Government take action. Now, coming to fraud and corruption, we've also seen in recent times some people, without giving names, but we've talked about the issues of cooperatives. Some of these are senior people. We've had those other investigations we've done, issues of all those issues of iron sheets and all those people have been at the highest level, have been held accountable. So we have examples, and I'm not aware of anybody big. The only challenge is, and that one I had alluded to it earlier, is that in the so-called untouchable, the so-called big, many times they are very conscious when they are doing their thing, and they don't leave trails which are direct that you can. We've heard about them. We've had some information, but in many cases, information that will help the prosecutor. Arresting is easy. We can arrest, but then we have a rule of 48 hours. Now, if you don't have adequate evidence, you're going to release this person. You arrest this person, take to the DPP, and the DPP says, I cannot arraign this one of the court because I need this and this. And they are very calculative. Out there, I would wish to appeal to Ugandans who have evidence against anybody. In confidence, let me have that evidence. And
so, in light of that, how would they channel this evidence to you? Maybe because that would be, I'm seeing you have WhatsApp numbers. Maybe how?
We have our call center number, which is open. But even you can, if one called that number and said he has a confidential information to pass over to me or wants to meet me, this office is a public office. People work here every day, and if somebody, if he can't, and my number is also known out there, but the call center number is 0800-202-500, and we have also a WhatsApp number, so one can make an appointment, an inquiry. Can I talk to the general? I would want to see him, and he will be guided. And where I need to be, my number will be also available. We have our public relations officer, Natasha. Her number is known to the public. All of these can make arrangements for people to come and see me, because they always see me all the time, and they give me confidential information, and we work on it, and we ensure protection of the source.
Lastly, what has been your lowest?
I make sure I avoid those low moments, but they come. I think the low moments are especially when we get a few errant people out of our action trying to malign the unit. They know their crimes, they are guilty, but they'll post at times unpleasant allegations, maybe against some of our cadres here, to target them and intimidate them so that they go slow. So malignment, blackmail by few errant people, targeting, bringing down the morale of my officers, but good enough, we keep encouraging each other and fighting on.